Hey, this is Nicole, and this is my playthrough of Sasha Darko's Sacred Line Genesis. This game was recently released on a cartridge for Watermelon. You may be familiar with Watermelon from their Pure Solar release for the Genesis about, a few years ago. They've also released an HD version on various platforms, including my beloved Ouya. So this game, Sacred Line Genesis, was actually, I believe, available as a downloadable ROM from Sasha Darko's site. It was for purchase, but thanks to Watermelon's Build It Thyself series that I guess they're starting now, it's now available on a cartridge. So what I'm going to do is play through this game. It's actually a relatively short game. So what I plan to do is to show every ending that I was able to find and just show you what the game is like. So I will go ahead and begin. One thing to note about this game is that there is a PC version that's free to download from Sasha Darko's site, and it's considerably different. It's done in a first-person perspective in 3D, so it's more like an FPS without the shooting. So I actually prefer this version. For one thing, there were some issues with the PC version that I played. Things like clipping, where I could see inside of a room I couldn't get to yet. I just happened to angle myself where I could see into a room. And I actually got stuck at one part where I couldn't move, so I couldn't proceed with the game. Although some things were improved in the PC version. For example, this text wasn't just static on the screen. It kind of went across the image. So, it does have maybe a little more visual flair on the PC, but I think I just prefer this version, in part because it's on the Genesis, and it's nice to see a new cart release for the Genesis, or Mega Drive if you prefer to call it that. Hopefully I'm giving enough time to read through all the text. One thing about this version is that it's easier in a way, because there's no question about what to do. Like in the PC version, outside of the cabin, there was a wishing well, and I was trying to do something with it when I first played it. And obviously here, you can only do what options are given to you. So the wishing well isn't even seen or mentioned in this version. Okay, so I'm going to get the first ending, which is a bad ending, by deciding to run away. Okay, so that is the first ending. And we'll go ahead and quickly get through all of this until we're back to where we were before. Okay, so this time I'm obviously going to enter the cabin. This was another room in the PC version where I was trying to do more than what I actually could. If you notice back in the corner, there's a hole in the ceiling, and so I was trying to get into the attic on the PC version, but apparently you can't do that. If I go back here. Okay, nothing. Okay. One thing I will say about this version, which is why I like it better, I think, is the PC version doesn't have all of this text. It has some, but I don't think it has all of it, and I think it helps me get into the story more. With this text on screen. Okay, I'll get the second ending, another bad ending. Okay. Quickly get through all of this. This is interesting because I started a new game and yet the option of the flashlight isn't here because I was thinking of not getting the flashlight to see if that would give me another ending. But apparently I have the flashlight. Okay, so we jump. A lot of exposition right here. A subterranean desert. This is actually where I got stopped in the PC version, because after I was done reading what the light had to say, I couldn't move. I was supposed to walk through the forest and my character wouldn't move. I tried jumping and everything else. So I ended up quitting at that point. So I reached my first checkpoint. Alright, and here we're going to get another bad ending. Now quickly get through this. One thing that I think is somewhat obvious, especially with one of the endings that comes up, is the influence of Silent Hill on this game. You know, the isolation, the blood everywhere. But you'll see something that I think is an obvious reference to Silent Hill coming up in just a bit. See, it's weird that that is included when there's nothing to be done there. These things snap right off. I don't know why that's a familiar phrase to the protagonist. And I don't know why the screen is completely black for this, but it is. It seems like a mistake, like something didn't get included. Now, there's something interesting about this game, is that it's referring to these countries, like Russia and China, as the third world. I don't like that part of this game very well. I don't know. Alright, we're going to try to enter some code. And this should open it up. And this is what reminds me of, actually, Silent Hill 2. A small cat was controlling everything. It reminds me of the dog ending from Silent Hill 2, which is one of the secret endings. It's been a long time. I don't remember how to open up that ending, but James goes into a room and finds this dog, and he's like, it was all because of you, or something like that. So I think this seems very much like a direct reference to that. It's one of the joke endings in Silent Hill, and this is obviously a joke ending for this game. Okay, unfortunately that takes us all the way back to the beginning, so I have to quickly get back to where we were. Just see if the flashlight's here. Yeah, it's already acting like I have the flashlight. We'll just enter the wrong code and we can go back outside. We can go into the psychiatrist's room where we can do nothing. And we can go into the meeting room once again where we can do nothing. And I don't think anything happens if we re-enter a room. Yeah. So we'll continue on the way. This is another thing that reminds me of Silent Hill 2, is going through holes and continually going down. Which, if you played through Silent Hill 2 near the end, there's this constant descent. Like, James jumps through holes, and then there's a really long staircase at one point. Neither these just takes me one step back, and that takes me all the way back to where we see the skeleton in the hallway. So we're going to jump down. Okay, and this is a part of the game where you're actually supposed to roll a die. And if you get a 1 or 2, you fail to dodge the skeleton's attack. 3, 4, 5, 6, you dodge it. So since we're going for the endings, I will say failed to dodge. And that's how the skeleton kills you. So again, quickly get through this. Every sigh. That's strange for the situation. And we're going to do the absolute most moronic thing and run to the monsters. The danger zone. Oh, I'm getting a little impatient going through these messages. A checkpoint after the hole would have been nice. No, don't do that. smash him. And smash his skull. And this time we'll try running to the elevator. And twice I've had my head torn off. This is the last time we'll have to go through all of this. We go slowly to the elevator. Apparently that doesn't get their attention. Now we're in the red desert. Well, we're going to stand still. Fortunately, the last checkpoint is right before this. And this time, of course, we're going to smash his skull. If you jump to the left or the right, it really doesn't do anything. You end up, it says that you hit the skeleton from behind. Well, I might as well show you. And so, we need to smash its skull. I don't know how it's staring with empty eye sockets if you smash the skull. And, of course, the smart thing to do is to go back and surrender. And smash his skull. Move on. Don't really understand how she screwed up again. See, it's not giving us many choices here near the end here. If I go back, it just repeats what we just read, so I enter the hole. And here's another ending. So this time we're going to freeze and let the car fall. Shooting them with a rifle seems out of place for such a supernatural area, dimension. It seems like the scope of this was supposed to be much larger. And maybe the developer just didn't have the time, got tired of the project. But we're getting a lot of things here through text at the end that it seems should have played out more during the game. I think that's supposed to be the white portal. And see, this is where I question this game. A unity of followers from India, Russia, and China. They are the perfect slaves and will obey any order. And that's the end of the game. And now we can look at the game encyclopedia to get more information about each character. Despite this, Ellen is not an alcoholic, because naturally you would be. And she hates smokers. Good to know. You know, some of this information probably would have helped make the game have a little bit more impact if it were given up front. Okay, and that's it. Like I said, I think this game needed a lot more development. It just feels very short and unfinished right now. Now, I'm not unhappy that I bought it, because it does make an interesting addition to my Genesis collection. However, it's really not developed enough to be a full cart purchase. For somebody who's more interested in playing the game, it feels like it should have been much longer and much more developed. You know, we get this information about these characters at the end through the game encyclopedia, and this kind of information really should have come out during the game. So now it is possible that somehow I missed something during the game. Maybe if you don't enter the psychiatrist's office or the meeting room, I don't know. I don't know how you would get other choices, but for me, this just felt unfinished. It felt like a good start to something as opposed to a finished product. But there you have it. That is Sasha Darko's Sacred Line Genesis. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.